Welcome back to Straight Shooting Sports Talk, and I'm your host, Dujane Bland. And today, we're staying in the NFC North Division, and we're talking about the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings finished 10-6, and being in a playoff game for the third time, playing the Green Bay Packers, and fell short. Now, everybody knows that this team really played better than they looked on paper. They really didn't have a lot of offensive weapons. Only having Percy Harvin as a wide receiver, and pretty much Adrian Peterson put this team on his back and carried them to the playoffs. Now there's other guys like Randolph that stepped up, made some plays, was a target in the passing game. But other than that, not much going. Now, when you look at this team as a whole, there's a lot of needs across the board. Offensively, as we stated, Percy Harvin's the only respectable wide receiver, and they absolutely have to find another wide receiver to complement him to take the pressure off of Percy Harvin, first off, and second of all, to take the pressure off their running game. Taking these big hits off of Adrian Peterson, getting walloped right at the line of scrimmage because there's 8 guys in the box. Now, they can do that through the draft. They'll probably more than likely do it through free agency, but one way or another, that has to be done. When you look at the offensive line, on the outside, they look great. They need some guards. Now, they feel they have a guy in Schwartz that they might be able to re-sign for a pretty decent number. And if so, then they're going to look to him to try to be that guy to shore that position up at the guard position. But it's very difficult to sign free agents because of the price tag. And everybody's really, really looking at the cap and trying to generate cap space where they can. So that's going to be a place where they're going to try to look within the team to try to solidify that particular position. But now when you look on the defensive side of the ball, linebackers are a glaring hole. I mean, after you get past Chad Greenway, really ain't nothing else out there. None of those guys really stepped up, made plays when they absolutely had to, and they're going to have to improve at the linebacker position. And if they can do that, hey, that's going to help out a whole lot, help your defensive line out. It's going to help you to be better in covering in the passing game, covering tight ends, making run stops. And it's going to help that front 7 out a lot more. Now, they also have to get better at corner. I mean, they got 36-year-old Antonio Whitfield, and that's pretty much it. Not too many other guys that are really respectable that are going to make a dent, play in and play out, and are going to put pressure on an opposing team's best wide receiver. They don't have any other guys that can step up and do that. So some way, somehow, they're going to have to do that. And with them having only a few picks in the draft, they're probably going to look in that direction, and you're definitely going to see them pick at least one corner in the draft. But overall, if they can improve just on the offensive side of the ball, getting a wide receiver, grooming a guy who can be a slot wide receiver, that's going to completely open up that team to score more points, putting pressure on the opposing defense. And quite frankly, if that happens, they will be right back in the mix next year and probably right back in the playoffs. So, hey, we'll just have to wait and see. But that is it for our show. We thank you for tuning in. Again, you have any comments, leave them at the bottom of our page. We'll keep the dialogue going. If you have any questions or any topics you'd like for us to discuss on this show, shoot us an email at straightshootingst@gmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. It's a great show. This is it for Straight Shooting Sports Talk.